Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, I got 21 bucks. Somebody live lemon box thing. Okay, how close am I to being able to withdraw this money? Ah, yeah. I'm past halfway, I guess. I'd been able to withdraw this money. No one I know is streaming. Things crashing. Come on, chat. Come on. Nope. Oh, alright. Supposedly that worked. How far back the history of this thing goes.
Drastic CANT. What code is this?
That goes there, this goes here, that's over there, and that's over here. Go to that thing. Okay. So, I got things working and the priority system. Okay, yeah. So that every time that happens, I am very mildly concerned about this. I feel like this is actually happening every single time. But if I refresh again, it ignores this error because that's the nature of that error for some reason. What is a render program? Do I have my debugger on the render program? Yes, okay. Huh. Yeah, well I got a better debugger now, I need to copy across to everything else, but I'm not gonna really worry about that. And also other things. Okay, priority loading system. I guess I'll upload that. Maybe I've got other corrupted things which I've accidentally done, so make sure everything's all running. Crash, please. So that one would have probably worked anyway. Alright. So yeah, I did a priority loading system, so things which are immediately being used will try to be loaded first. And everything else can just go along as it goes. Okay. Now watch you. You can go away. Crash. Any new enemies? So, priority loading system. Okay. So, I'm assuming that's just going to be simply a list of names, because everything's based on names and things. I believe no two things should be called the same thing. How exactly? So, how do you work? So you're pushing, which means this is an array, which means I need to loop through all the indexes of the array and find out if something has the name of the thing that I want to be loaded immediately. I could also check for type, just in case, but I'm really going to assume that both of those things are always the same. If it ever becomes a problem, then I know type may be a problem here. No, or I could just do it. Let's just do it. So I need a priority loading system. So we need a list of things that take priority. I remember there was a loading area somewhere. Oh, those are all variables. Preloader, to load. Okay. How the heck do you spell priority? Priorities? Let's have that as an object. It's gonna be dumping things in there like crazy. Okay. So scene preloader priority. And then when I have a missing texture, it'll have to be a live thing. Which is also nice, because that means I get a list of things that didn't load correctly. When you do your thing, this is not the right stuff. It's down here. When you do your thing, we have a missing texture. I feel like that shouldn't be a warn. I feel like it might just should just be a log, because if it's a warn, then it spams up the console with dangerously looking things. I suppose I should add a little bit of a thing there for other people. It'll still be loading in. Okay. And you want to have a priority. This is a texture. I know it's a texture because it's a texture. Let's have to hard code that, say that. And the texture we are wanting is the one that does not exist within here. So that is the name of the texture. And type is texture. And well, name can just be gotten directly from that. I don't feel like I need any more important information. I could just loop through dependencies. So it's looking for anything with that name and also whatever. I believe that is about how that would go. The pain. That's in an array. Oh, it doesn't matter because it just stringifies it back out again. Just in case, because I know there's a difference between these two. Yep. And that's what the texture is on this one. Okay, so that'll dump it in there with the whatever thingy. If there's multiple with the same names, well then I guess I'm getting into the name thing. Which means dependencies could be different, but it's going to be put in the same place if it's the same name. Which means I really should add the dependencies to the name. So texture that. Comma. I mean, I assume that would be unique enough. There could be a texture with that name, but we don't give a damn because we're not using that. And then name would have to be put in here. Okay. I feel like it's the sound of that guy scraping the paint off the walls outside. It just makes me unbelievably tired. That, and I just ate food. Probably more food. But he's getting closer and closer to my wall. Looks like the front of the house has been done, it's just the back is going to be done now. Okay, so we got a name, a type, a unique index, and that's that. I could just have things push through and have it as an array and not worry about the whole indexing system. But I'm assuming at some point one of these things is going to be just spamming it full of one single thing. And then when it reaches that single thing to load it, it's going to blah 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 for a while until it eventually checks through the things, gets rid of them all, and shoves the proper one back through. Okay. So with that like that, now we go over to the loader. So, gotta figure out how this damn thing works again. So two loaders, I load state, so we're looking for things that, if load state is equal to 0, it failed. Is this also displaying? Oh no, this is a fail. So one yeah, something has failed before the next one, so we stop it. If load state is 2, it's great. Loading plus plus? For the percentage, I assume? Should be loaded or loading. I mean, that's more of how many have loaded. No. 2 is loading, never mind. So how many things before this thing are loading? Sometimes it has to have no failed and no things currently loading before it will do the next one. And a 1 is a loaded, so if it's not 1, then it's something else. And group? What would a not 1 be? An undefined. Okay, so that's got to be a 2 load, so that hasn't loaded yet. So if it hasn't loaded yet, then we set it as a 1 because this is now loading. If load state is equal, no, if load state is equal to fine, which would also be a not 1. Okay, and I group. Oh, okay, so if it's something from a group, and also, yeah, so we want to load all of the groups of that thing before, I don't know, something along those lines. Blah 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 blah. And then we do the stuff. So what exactly would I want to be doing here? If I want to take priority, I want to jump a loading thing up to something well in the future. I am assuming whatever that thing is not going to be bypassing some sort of a problem where I had to have loaded other stuff before this thing can go, which would be fine for textures, because a texture doesn't have dependencies. Things have dependencies on a texture, but a script thing could have a dependency. So maybe this system would only be for like textures and sounds and junk like that, not code or server data. Well, actually, it could be done for server data. So if I'm loading in a new area, it's got to load that area. Yeah, okay, I don't know. So how do I now use the the priority list? So the priority list has got to override whatever this thing is, which means it's got to override what this stuff is. So if there is something with the priority... Okay, so if the priority list has contents, grab a thing from the priority list first, and then continue with this. I am assuming that should be okay. Len. There's probably better ways of doing that, I don't care. So if the priority list has a length, no, would that be an else? Okay. Let's say priority equals 1 if the priority list has a length. If not priority, do this. Because the priority list might have a thing, but that thing might be loaded, so if it is there, but it's already loaded so we don't need to worry about it, then we would go default back to this thing. Okay. So, priority blah blah, and to get to the priorities, so if we want something from here, this would just be a full in that. This is not going to be prioritized in order of things added. It's just going to be grabbing whatever's the beginning of the list. Who knows what that's going to be because it's an object. I'm assuming alphabetized or something. Yeah, that's going to be getting that index. Okay, then I mean, technically we have a information we need to just go directly load that thing. If that thing exists. Okay, that's the problem. So we want to check that against the things to load, I suppose. Let's grab you. You are A in that. If or for B in, let's say P, for property in that thing I, if this thing A property is equal to this thing I property, then great. Match equals 0. Sure. I mean, yeah, let's just say match is equal to. Oh, it's an object, isn't it? Whatever. dj.length. Len. Length? Len. The heck is that variable? That function. Well, I'm using it there, so it must be len. Okay. I have another one for that. Object true.
Little Estons, saw you were on. I'm actually going to sleep, but have a good stream, Concha.
Oh, thanks. I got the stuff working again, so the game is visible now. Still there. Oop. We got these cool billboard things I got going on. That's just a whole lot of pre-rendered images, the way the Doom creatures are. So they always look the same no matter what. But I got it all interacting with lighting and normal maps and all that sort of stuff, so it looks like an actual 3D thing. It's got real-time reflection maps on it. Love it. Really looks like a 3D model with none of the poly count. It's great. Yep.
Little Estons, oh wow, major advancements, shot face.
Oh my god, it was such a damn hassle. I don't know how it was even pretending to work before. I had massive errors in my code, but like it was working anyway, and that was really annoying. So I never thought to look in places where it was working. That's why it wasn't working. But it wasn't working because of those things in a different area. Yeah, weird. So shiny. See the reflections of the lights on it. Sparkle it off that top bit sometimes. There's one. Little semicircle appears there.
Little Estons, the cycle not like this.
Yeah. So now I'm making a priority loading system because when I'm loading it in, it's it plays the game before the textures of. Damn it! I thought I fixed you. What are you? There's another loop that it doesn't like. Maybe if you just refresh again, it doesn't care anymore. Okay, now it's all red again. I didn't save and upload. Oh, it's loading at all of the.
Estons, I'm scared.
Yeah, it loads in all the textures while you play, and then uses the real ones once they load in, which is a whole half of the point of that thing. But yeah, something's gone wrong. Too many errors apparently. What were the errors? Did it mention any of them? Those are expected. Yeah, I have no damn clue what this thing's all about.
Little systems. It's all part of the progress LUL.
Oh, I know what it is. I erased a little too much. I just want to remove that. No, I don't want to remove any of this. This is actually very, very necessary for everything to be rendered. What? But if that's not... But then... Huh? Apparently there's a loop in here it doesn't like. All of a sudden...
Little systems. Okay, in turning in for the night concha. Have a great day, stream.
Yeah, well, thanks for dropping by. I'm just working on this priority system and then a bit of gameplay elements, ideally, today. Yeah, now it doesn't give a damn. Whatever, did I just upload? I'd be very surprised if I accidentally just uploaded and it worked. Oh, I haven't saved it. That's why. I know there should be invalid code right now. True. Anyway, so, yes. Okay. Blah 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 blah. You do what now? So yeah, you go through that, you go through this, you go through this for every time you go through that. Then we go through the properties, and if all of the match is equal to the length of the amount of properties there are, if there is a match, then we say that minus minus. So that should be 0 if there is a match. So that'll go through that. If there is a match, then if not match, which actually is a match. I mean, I could do it the other way around, I guess. That equals 0, this plus plus. So match is equal to that. I mean, it's still in the same amount of stuff, I suppose. So yeah, if that's got the same length, then we have a match. If there is a match, it's just confusing having not match. If there is a match, then we have found the thing that we want to prioritize the loading of, and how do I then do the rest of the stuff? So that means there is a priority. So priority would be 0. This stuff would go through. Priority is equal to 1. If that's the case, we have a priority. Then we need to jump ahead, I suppose, to that thing, or do we? Maybe we just get data. We got the group thing. And the group exists. How does a group come into existence? iGroup. What is iGroup? I mean, I know what it is, I don't know how it works. Oh, that's putting it into the group? So, if the, then, but then it breaks, so, So, I believe this is a group, so it's a wait group. Basically, I could split things up, so everything from that group has to have loaded before it can move on to the next thing. But it can have multiple groups going on at once, unless it's a wait group or one other type of group. A wait group, yeah. A wait group means everything previously has to load. And if something fails, then it stops everything going, supposedly. But this is going to be bypassing the group information, unless... Well, I mean, this is I mean, I could literally just put that through it, I suppose. So I in this case is A. Or I could just like flip these variables. Dangerous thing to do, but let's do it. That's A, that's A, that's I. A, I, A. So anything to do with that is an A. Anything to do with that is an I. Okay. Which, I feel like I could just do that earlier on. Earlier than that. And this can just simply be I. Whoops. Yeah, well, technically I did the same thing with A, but yeah, why not? Let's do it. Slims things down, doesn't it? Alright. So I feel like I'm doing that multiple times. Am I doing that multiple times? No, I changed that to a true now. Okay, whatever. I mean, technically it's still doing the same thing. One's just returning a length, one's just saying true if there is a length. Both are technically doing the length. The length actually is probably longer. Shorter. No. What? Yes. Huh? Okay, whatever. If length? Yeah, whatever. So yeah, we have a priority. If I load state is equals to 0, then failed equals 1. Okay, now that could be a minor annoyance, because if that fails and the text is up off the top of the screen, all of a sudden it stops and I have no clue why. I suppose I should put a log in here or something saying that something failed if there isn't one already. Whatever. I feel like I could smush this and that together somehow, because they should both be doing the same thing. The only problem is this is going to collapse down there. Whatever, let's just keep it as it is. So, blah blah, bad code, whatever. That does that, this does that, blah blah blah. The only problem is going to be possibly to do with groups, but I doubt it. Yeah, so if priority, just skip past all the loops, I guess. So, that's breaking this one. That breaks that one, that breaks that one. And then we're out. I think that's right. So you break that, that breaks you, that breaks that. And then we're out. So in this case we have a priority, and we just continue on like normal. Let's see what happens. What did I break? Okay, well that immediately doesn't seem to be loading anything any faster than it was before. Yep. Huh. I mean, I don't suppose there was any errors because everything's still loaded. Okay. I'm assuming things were added to the priorities. Slap that in there, probably do a error just to make it look, damn it, make it look very obvious so we can see exactly where it is. Mm-hmm. I can't help notice a lack of a log right now. Oh, okay, there it is. Oh boy, that really slows things down, doesn't it? Oh, is that just literally saying everything? Well, that doesn't help, does it? Why are you just saying everything? Okay, I can imagine the exotic ingot, because it's sitting there spinning. Oh, okay, so is this actually correct? The giveaway would be there's no conveyor belts. Okay. So things appear to be going into the priority lists. And, well, the problem may be because I didn't call that type. No, it is type. So we have type of texture and name of the texture. Which should be what this thing's doing. On that. Hello, poster, join for free to ask questions if you want to know what's going on. So preload a priority, whatever unique ID, this is an object, you do you. Type is texture and name should be the name. Name is name, right? It appears to be. Why you not take priority? Okay. So we got things in the priority list. The priority list should have a link. This should be true. A is scene preloader priority. A, so it's just itself, and that's the to load. P and A. So the properties within the priority loading thing matches 0 if I property is equal to A property. So if it has the same type and if it has the same name, then match plus plus. That should have a length of 2. If well, it should just have a length of 2. I've never put anything else in. So if this is equal to 2 because it was true twice, then priority is 1. If priority is 1, then this does not go. Oh, I'm not deleting things. That's one thing we got going on here. Should I need to delete things? I mean, no? Because technically this just won't match it anymore because it won't be in the to load things because it was loaded. But it will always have to be checking that thing that's already loaded, so that's annoying. So I guess after I find a match, before I do this break, I need to remove it from the priorities. Which means I can't have that like that. A actually needs to be what you are. Should just be those 3 places. No, that's right. Delete. Okay, so you remove that from the priority list, you just go through like normal, I is I, blah blah blah. And then we break again, that breaks out of this, that breaks out of that, and that breaks out of that. Priority is priority, true is true. That shouldn't be running, I don't know, maybe that makes something change? I doubt it. Refresh. We got a massive amount of lag again, I think. What do we? Oh, I removed the log. Again, didn't seem any quicker. Nope. Do we have a difference with this? Error. That's pretty obviously which one this is going to be. I don't have to call it an error. So when it ends, let's just see if it doesn't have anything in it, because it shouldn't have anything in it by the time this is finished. Looks like it's still got the same amount of stuff in it. Okay. So nothing appears to be getting removed from this thing. So it's never coming up with a match? Is it even checking to see if there's matches? I like using error. Error. Where are you? Oh, there you are. You're right next to me. What are you doing down there? Come on, kid. Oh, worries. Jump up. What are you hungry for, little kitty? You want to sit or you want to eat? Why not both? Somehow my mouse always gets close. Okay, yeah. So, refresh. So I should get a bajillion wands. Seems unusually. Oh my god, that's a lot of wands. It's just, yeah, let's go for a while. Okay, so that is running. Okay. What is priority? I can't refresh this right. It's going to immediately try to load things. I got it. Okay, great. Because that'll just load immediately. 0. Okay, I'm seeing a heck of a lot of zeros. That's never finding anything? Okay. And this feels like a very straightforward piece of code here. Why am I having so much trouble with this? What am I looking for here? Okay, let's just have a look at both of these things. That's probably already cleared, no? Okay. So that's what a 2 load looks like. That's what a priority looks like. You want to load a whole heck of a lot of things, don't you? Oh, okay, that's just literally everything that needs to load. I could have it delete things, I suppose. I only had it there because I used to have it turn green and fade away. Which meant it had to exist as it did that. Unless not enough times happen to fade away and I do have it delete after it fades. I don't know. So if I was to be looking for the texture of the building reflect 1, text, why reflect 1? Oh, reflect, R-E-F-L. As a texture, which I know to be one of the end ones because there it is. No, that's roof. Building reflect 1. Okay, so you there. Load state, well, is 1 because this has gone through and done it all while it's paused. Okay, so you would be saying that. Oh, just. So we are looping through the priority list. We get to this thing in the priority list, sure, let's just say it's that. The priority list exists. This is A. A would be the name of this thing, which is texture building reflect 1. Then matches, then we loop through the 2 load, so that's going to be looping through like 300 things before it gets here. So 300 things which are not matches. And then eventually this will be what it is. So scene preloader priority A property. So that will be saying name. That should be the name, which is building reflect, and that should be name, which is building reflect. That would be a match. And then it would be type texture. That would be a match. This would equal 2. 2 is supposedly equal to the length of things in here. Let's give that a try. Oh, 2. So that would be true. Priority is equal to 1. And we are all good. We delete it from the list. Obviously it's still in the list. It's not deleted. Priority list is still full of things. Yep, you are still full of things. Everything should be loaded now. But there it is. Okay, so this is never happening? Yogurt. Why is this not a match? I mean, it's not a string. I mean, if it was, it wouldn't matter, or it's not doing math, it's just logic thingy. It's not saying 22 or something. You are assigning. It's logging a gajillion things, so it's not just pretending and breaking immediately. A is A. This should be all good. I can think of some other errors. If this happened to have some sort of a condition that didn't let it through here, it would then just forever loop. And then all the threads would be caught up in this thing always trying to load the same priority, which won't. I don't know. So obviously match is not correct. But how? IP is what it is. So I should be everything here. P will be name and type. And that should just be everything here. Name and type. So... what? Nothing is ever being deleted. So this is never happening. Unless somehow it's breaking? So that should never happen. Yep, that looks like that's never happening. So, the heck, bruh? I got too many things loading just to be able to slap through this. I mean, I guess I could streamline it down a bit by not loading in those models. Let's not load in conveyor belts. Let's not load in those. If those aren't being loaded in, we can't be using them. Should just be able to lock them out that. And I think that should be all good. Anything that isn't real will just have the whatever default texture slapped in. Which would be a whole different problem. Right, I got a lot less things. Only 62 things now. Oh, it's still loading in conveyor belts. Why is it still loading in conveyor belts? Should be all done here. Weird. I must have one just appearing. Yeah, I think I got one of each just being plonked into the background. Maybe. I'm gonna assume it's that. Next thing. So now with that a heck of a lot minimal, let's see what happens when I log. The heck are you looking at, bruh? What are you, and what are you? Freeze? Okay. Okay. But this should be relatively okay with it after a second. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's just get that pause. Ah, there it goes. So, what have we got going on here? Obviously a whole heck of a lot of, oh yeah, this thing just runs without the pause break system. Okay, I need to be able to pause break this damn thing. Whatever. This is independent from my frame buffer system. Is it? Yeah. That's gonna make it go slower by a whole extra frame. Ah. Every time a thread goes to work back in again, I just need to slap it through the delay it till next frame. Or delay now even? Yeah, I guess the delay now would work for that. So there is a use for that thing. Which just waits one minimal amount of time before going, regardless of anything. Which should be on the right side of the pause thing. So it'll pause things from loading. Anyway, what are we doing? Okay, so we've got missing textures, which now have clarity textures. So donate, it's looking for that. That's not donate. Textures is textures. That's true, but we don't care. I probably should have just like an else break. If there's no match, I don't give a damn. Which means I'll only be logging the things I do give a damn about. So the question is there ever two of those? Did something else take priority? Does not appear to like scrolling right now. Oh boy, that's a lot to scroll through. Is this just repeating? Why is it validating the atlas itself multiple times? That's not right. Alright, that's too much information. Well, but then if it, so, I mean, it is showing the correct stuff. So one of it's textures, the other one is texture. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, you can go away. That stays as that. This should be all good now. I just gotta put an S on the end of that thing. And now it should be able to find it. With the wand going, it should be all good. Not take a bajillion years. Okay, that looked a bit more better. Looks a bit insane though. I get to press that. So that should take the same amount of time to load if I re-add all the rest of the jump. No. Okay, why not? Really feel like that one should have worked. Just put an S on the end. Name is name, type is type, textures should be textures. Yep. Please. Please. I can't assume the name has a problem because the name is just name. How would I be messing that one up? Why am I getting a message? Tender match, and it's a guy. One day I'll let you go. One day. How many people you have to message first? Ugh. Let's see. Trash off my table. Okay, really? Do I have to press this button every time? Um... Oh yeah. Does it really log that thing a gajillion times? Oh, okay, never mind. That was some of the things it was checking. That's why it was logging that. No. Come on. One of them days. Where am I messing this up now? They should at least make less matches for it to log. Ow. Ow. Maybe if I just say log instead of warn, it'll go a bit faster. I did save after removing all of that stuff back out again, I hope. Immediately pause that, although it doesn't pause the log. Uh-huh. Oh, whatever, that's done. Right. So, what the heck do we got here? So this appears to be looking for light. There's quite the many matches for that. Do you ever have this thing said twice in a row? Well, I mean, if it's down there, then no. Okay, how about this? Let's also minimize it by only putting that line of code in billboard. So I'm only going to be looking for the light. I'll make a bajillion less logs as well. How is it loading anything right now? I don't even understand that. Oh, because nothing's being found. As soon as something is being found, it won't be logging anything anymore. Let's do the textures first, so it should only be looking at textures. And one of these textures should most definitely be light. Where does light appear? I think light is a hard-coded one, isn't it? Oh, did I remove light? No, it's a billboard, so it will be from the discovery. Discovery happens there, which is at the end of the stuff, so it should be one of the final things to go through. I've got it all highlighted here, I don't see any doubles. Should just be two highlighted things right next to each other. I do not see it anywhere. What does this mean? There is no light. I'm confused. Other person join, feel free to ask questions if you want to know what's going on. Let me just check my phone. What was this bloop about? What was the message this time? Come on, again, really? How often is this thing gonna notify me? That's spam. Internet companies like, hey, give us money and we'll give you a discount, I guess, on a new phone, which will actually cost you a heck of a lot more in the long run, but don't worry about that. Messaged me twice in the last couple of hours. Yeah, I'm not seeing the light appearing in here. The light should be after the discovered textures, so it should be one of the ones after this, unless... That's not how I do that? So, oh, never mind, there it is there. Why are you down there? That's where billboards go. I mean, conveyor belts go. Okay, well that's understandable then. I'm looking for the one texture which I ain't loading. Now it should have a valid thing, and... magic? Well actually no, I think it should entirely break everything. Nope, okay, nothing changed. Wait for that to finish going? Oh, okay. Whoop. So we do have light now, right? Light. So light is textures. And you are right in the middle of the damn list, okay. So where those things are, those are pretty damn easy to spot. There we are, light, light, there we are. So that is a light, that is a light. Texture is textures. So that should have been a valid hit. We have discovered the texture which we want to prioritize the loading of. Okay, in that case, this should have run. Let's do a warn match. What the heck are you? So those should both be the same numbers. And then, well, let's just have a look at that. Okay, I'm actually getting a lot of these. That's not right. That's not right at all. What? How am I getting that? What is this? So that is true, but the other one was false. If the other one's false, it should hit the break. That breaks out of that loop, which means this never happens. When this loop starts... we go. Always it had to be something basic. Alright, 2-2. We still get 1-2s though. So how would a 1-2 happen? If it's true, it goes up. That would be a 1. If it's then false, then it's a break. If it's a break, it never does this. Yet it's doing that as if this is happening. Do I have another log around that it's actually doing? Nope. So how could that possibly... because there's only one property. No. Yes. The property is... no. Because the length is 2. The first property didn't match, but then it would break immediately. The second property would mean that the first one had to have matched, but then the second one did not match, otherwise it would be 2. I don't get it. So it was code, not textures. It breaks out of a whole lot of those early. Then it was textures. So one of two. Oh, I see. It had one match. It was textures. So it's like, whoop. Okay. So we got textures, light, and then that should have tried to load the light quicker. Which I have no clue how that's gonna work. We should see the light load down here at some point. It stopped spamming this at that point, so I'm assuming it deleted it correctly. And I guess let's just try it en masse now. Get rid of both of those. Add back in the textures. Add back all the junk. And I hope I don't have any more logs. Fresh. Hey! That was better. Let's see that again. Bam. Wow. Loaded things in real quick. What am I going for? We should see a difference in the amount of yellow ones there are while it's doing that, because they jump ahead. Yep. That's cool. Hey! Okay, next problem. Once we've loaded things in, we don't need it to be in this big old list anymore. Or do we? I mean, I feel like I should delete it from this list, but this list serves multiple purposes. It's also my percentage. So, how do I have a percentage thing on a list? I don't know. The whole loading system pretty much just needs a rebuild. But for now, let's just delete. I don't think there should be a problem with me doing that. That depends on how I determine if it's loaded everything. I believe there might be a problem with that. Oh, no. I don't do that anymore. I used to have it when it's 100%, then it does something. But no, now I just have a thing that it loads, just deletes the loading screen. It loads the thing that kills itself. Which means... I should be able to just have a delete if it's a 1. Then just remove that thing from the load state. I believe I should just be able to dump that in here somewhere. And this is an array, so I'll have to... but now I'm doing an I in with this. I think I need to be doing an I equals 0. I is less than that. I is less than that. Not length. I plus plus. Then that can't be that anymore. I mean, I could just put an A on this. There we go. And then if it is equal to 1, then that means it's complete, so... that dot splice 1... no. This would be IA 1. Let's do it like this. So we want to splice AI1 from the loading things because it's loaded, we don't care anymore. And we need to then say IA minus minus, and we need to then continue. I believe that should work. And it's an empty list. Okay. Great. So that should mean at any time I could now add more things to the to-load list, just willy-nilly as they say. And then just say start loading whenever it's ready to start loading the things in. And then there we go. Prioritization system complete. Alright, what's next? That was the fun thing, the fun, easy, just side project that isn't... it's just a behind-the-scenes upgrade. Okay. So, back to gameplay elements. Oh boy. I should probably vacuum the house real quick. Make sure I pick up all these fleas on the ground that would have jumped up since I last vacuumed. Not because you can't see that like it just looks pre-baked, I guess, when you're just standing still. You don't see the dynamicness of it. It's funny how it wobbles, but that top like stays exactly the same. Top and bottom. You think the tip would be wobbler? Whatever. Let's just make the thing go around in circles. That is not an output. Oh, got a second one out before it did its thing. Alright. BRB. That's my headphone. Back. Any comments? Nope. Oh my god, it's crazy how much dirt there is. And I know I basically didn't clean my house for like the first few years I lived here. Like at all. But oh my god. This is like the 4th time I've had to do this year. And it's like, it's just vacuuming the house multiple times a day, every day, for at least 2 weeks. And yet, every single time, there is quite the considerably noticeable amount of dirt that comes out of that vacuum cleaner. Like, just dirt and dust, like it makes a sound as it gets dumped into the thing. To the bin. It's crazy. I don't get it. Where does it all come from? How did it all get there? I'm assuming it's just all in the carpet somehow. But for me to vacuum so damn much, even if it's multiple times per day, and every single time it's like the same amount of stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, so what I'm up to? Yeah, so I gotta get the inputs and input and outputs working on the combiners. So, how do I do that? Oh. It's weird how that works. I mean, I don't fix this damn texture. Nom 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 nom. So, it would be done by. How do I want it to work? That's really the question. Because the way that I've been thinking is that a conveyor belt can only hold one item, basically. Is that how it's going to work? I mean, what does that even mean? How could I limit a conveyor belt to a single item? That doesn't really work, does it? So, when you're playing the game, you're doing stuff, and you build a thing, you build another thing, you could have one thing output, the other thing output, as long as it's the same interval of time. You can do one, then the other, then one, then the other. And you can make a splitter by just having a branching point. One will go one way, the other one will go the other way, and backwards and forwards. As long as the pattern holds. As soon as one of these things outputs a bit faster or a bit slower or something like that, and they switch the order, you got the wrong thing going to the wrong place. What happens if you add stuff which doesn't combine together? So that's what I was thinking, it just wouldn't accept it. So if I branched that off and plugged it into here, that wouldn't do anything from the side. So would it just, I assume it would just sit here on the conveyor belt and not be accepted. I could maybe have like a red thing or something to show that it didn't like that input. So like a yellow is appending, a green is got, and a red is nope. When I connect up a conveyor belt, it can detect what things could possibly be outputting to that, or what things are on that conveyor belt. Is it a possible output, or what things could be on? Because this is a problem. I got this thing just going around, so I connect that up to here, maybe it does accept that one thing, but the output that it's connected to has nothing to do with this. So I guess it would just be red, it doesn't like that thing. Okay. So if a conveyor belt is connected up, and it's the output that's connected is something it doesn't accept on that side because it doesn't build anything, then what happens? I'm imagining it just goes red. Just like, no. There's nothing on this conveyor belt that could possibly be something I want, unless it was a rogue thing going around. Sure, whatever. And then if there was a thing, blah blah blah, so once you have multiple things, so maybe that one thing alone doesn't do anything, but that thing plus another thing, it's all good then. So maybe I don't worry about that? It just accepts a thing, and then it goes green, saying that it accepts that thing. If it doesn't combine it to something, it'll be red, and the thing will stop before it. Okay. I suppose you'll be able to flush its inventory? So maybe if you click on it or something, it'll just flush it. And then it'll accept the new things. And that means I need a flush button now. I never wrote those things out, did I? Gotta separate this thing out. It's loading. Now, it's okay, kitty cat. Oh, she really wants me to do my kitty later. Gotta have a shower too. I think the board. Hang on, let me just go check that out. That board game thing's on tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get to it if it is. Need a shower. I am noticing a lack of that tab. I do not remember the last time I saw it. That one. Okay. Let me just skip past this damn Mew song. What's the board game thing on? Tomorrow. Oh, it's the first tomorrow. Wait, it's only 4 months to the end of the year? Whatever. The longest, shortest year. I wonder what next year will bring. Other than more of the same for a while. What am I looking at? Tomorrow usually starts at 10. How to start a tech what? How to start a tech startup as a non-tech person. Why would a non-tech person want to be doing a tech startup? It's crazy the things we've got going on in the city. Well, I'm seeing a lack of the board games thing. You do have the day right though, I swear it was tomorrow. Adult party. Maybe it's on a different time?
Mono, yo.
Oh, hello, finally a viewer. Like, yesterday I streamed, and I got so many viewers just immediately out of absolutely nowhere, and it was really weird. And then, like, no, the day before yesterday. And then yesterday I just got nobody. And today, I got a person from yesterday saying that she was just going to bed and that's that. And now you.
Yesterday I came back from vacation.
Oh. Came back. Is that really the time that... Whatever, sure, why not? I'm assuming you must be American. Vacation from where? I guess the question.
I'm Dutch.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. The coronavirus thing's still in full go-ish thingy. I mean, I suppose around here. I mean, it's not really a thing that affects anybody anymore, but oh my god. There were these two... There's like... It's South Australia. There's this place with a whole lot of the virus, and for whatever reason that's happening. Apparently the excuse is just nobody's listening to it.
And in own country because of the virus.
Oh, okay. But, yeah, there was these two girls that went down there to do whatever it was they were doing, and then they came back, and if you go directly from that state to my state, you're supposed to be in quarantine in a hotel, I think, and you're supposed to pay for it, and yeah, obviously people don't like that, because they 2 weeks quarantine in a hotel, which they can't choose and they have to pay for. And yeah, these girls instead went to a different place and then to this city. So instead of it looking like they came from the place where all the virus is, they went to a different place which didn't have the virus and then here, so it was all good. And then they lied on the customs things, didn't declare that they came from a virus outbreak location. And yeah, apparently they were going to work and going through the city and stuff, my city, the one that I go to all the time. And yeah, apparently they were contagious. So everybody's losing their minds over it. Oh my god, there is so much hostility towards them online. It's just unbelievable. Like, they both apparently got a $4,000 fine, which, whatever, I guess. I mean, it's not really that much money if you think about it, but what's the point of the fine? Is to go back, it's a punishment, I guess. But it's like, everybody's like, oh no, they should get more, they should get like, you know, 30 years in prison and manslaughter charges for everybody who gets the virus, or attempted murder and stuff. All this crazy stuff like that. It's just like, bruh, that's not gonna help anybody. It's like, everybody is so damn hostile, it's just constant like, bloop, 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 sort of a thing. It's like, send them to jail, you know, deport them, blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, what I reckon they should do is just mandatory medical training and volunteer work at a hospital. They do that for a while. Like, that would be an actual punishment, which isn't even really a punishment. It's a productive punishment, you know. I mean, it's not at a cost to them because, you know, fines just ruin people's lives if they can't pay it, or it's just a minor inconvenience if they can. And then deporting, that's not going to help anybody, you know. That what's done is done. Like, anything past this point is just, you know, salt on a wound sort of a thing. Make them do something which makes them productive in the future, makes this less likely to happen in the future and all that. For good reasons, not because threat of punishment. Obviously, if they don't comply, then prison or something. Because that's like a whole other thing. Yeah. That's what I reckon should happen. I'm trying to find if the board game thing's on tomorrow. I'm not seeing it here. As long as there isn't suddenly a giant outbreak because of them. Because I guess now would be the time that people start going on about it. Symptoms and things. Is it that one? I mean, it's the right time.
Oh no, they should cook them alive in a pot and hang the pot outside where they were cooked in with a warning saying this will happen to you when you do that.
Yeah, that's basically what people are saying. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it is the right thing. Weird. What? Oh, because there's a maximum amount of people that are going. So probably gotta say, I believe this is the right place this time. Yes. Sometimes they had the board game like over here, and then sometimes it's like well over there somewhere. I can walk to that place. I cannot walk to a place that's well over there.
A bit of Dutch history, by the way. They did it to people who messed with the money in that time.
Damn. The oldie days where everything sucked. I guess? I'm fairly certain I should already be logged in with this.
Mono, the pot still hangs there. Pleasure that should be at 10. It's a tourist attraction now.
Many people used to cower in fear, but now you pay us money to look at it. 10. Sign with Google. Does that one work? Alright. You agree that if you're suffering from COVID-like symptoms, you will not attend and seek medical attention. Submit. Submit. And also, okay. That's on tomorrow. Great. It's been like ages. It was last year sometime when I last went to this damn thing. It's been on for the last couple of months, but I keep missing it.
Mono. Also, I just bought Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, and Final Fantasy XIII PS3 Remake.
Oh man. Final... 10? Hang on, which one's which? Yeah, X. That was my favorite one, Final Fantasy X. 10-2, I tried to play and I just could not get into that damn thing. With the whole weird thing how you're like a dancing character or whatever, and it's all like song and dance to attack or something. Apparently you can get rid of that character at some point later on in the game, and it just goes back to the classic style you want. I played for a number of days, I didn't get that far, because, Final Fantasy, the beginning of the game is about 3 weeks in. Yeah. Oh my god, that was the first game I ever played, and it was like, what in the world is this? Like, I was just getting into finishing games when I first got that. Like, I used to just play games. I didn't even have a memory card or anything like that on my PlayStation, so I just play it and then, turn it off and back on again, continue on. It would just be as fun, that was a game to me. And then, I was at a friend's place one day, and we ended up staying up all night playing Slide Raccoon. That's what it was on PlayStation 2. And we played that until we finished it. I'm like, bruh, it's the first time I've ever finished a game. And it didn't even take us that long. It took us about 24 hours. Oh my god, it was so fun though. And then I started going through all of my games, playing them the same way, and beating them all within 24 hours or less. And then I got Final Fantasy, and I tried to do the same thing with that. Final Fantasy X. Just hired it from the video shop or something, and I played it. And it's like, oh, okay, there's the 12 hour mark. I must be pretty close to finishing it by now. And I was telling my friend about it. Apparently he had actually played a whole lot of it, which I now realize is pretty weird that he had actually done that, because he didn't have the game. I wonder why he played it. I was talking to him about it, and yeah, he's like, "Oh, you've almost finished the tutorial." I'm like, "Haha, funny, great joke." But for real, how close am I to the end? It's like, duh, it's like the tutorial. Like, what? Oh my god. I think I pretty much played it for 3 weeks straight, 12 hours a day. I never finished it either. It got up to this battle on the flying ship when you're fighting a dragon, that generic classic battle that they all have, I guess. And there was just no way for me to defeat him. I did not have the skills required. My character wasn't high enough level. And the save point was right before it, so I couldn't go back and grind. And that was back in the days when I only had one save file. I didn't have multiples. That's when I started having multiple save files. Every time I save, I'd save in a different slot. So I have 3 slots and I just cycle between them. Exactly for that reason. Because if I wanted to beat that guy, I had to play this entire damn game entirely again from the very beginning. Yeah. I think I was pretty near to the end though. I think it was just like I had to defeat that dragon and then you go to the top of the mountain or something, and then that was probably the final boss fight, I'm assuming. That's how I remember it being anyway. But yeah. That's a game that you can't just run through. You can't just go from plot point to plot point. You have to backtrack, you have to grind. Yep. Oh, there was another one I played as well. Something Arms. It was a PS3 game. Maybe it was just Arms. Enchanted Arms. Yeah, that's it. This damn game was the best looking thing I'd ever seen. I guess that's the trailer, let's just click that. It's very Final Fantasy like. Back when everything used to be that particle thing. This game just looks so damn good though, but it looks so dated now, it's crazy. It was this whole intro thing it did. Oh my god, this looked so good back then.
Hey, Atsuma, come on, wake up.
This isn't a... Oh, it's gameplay.
Did you see that, Toya? Pretty impressive, huh?
Certainly.
Oh god, it looks so trash.
With fists alone.
You bet.
I remember the textures looking so sharp and fancy. It had this one cutscene in particular, I'm hoping it plays till then.
Well, no, I may actually have this somewhere.
This was another one. There was a gambling area in the game where you can gamble and get like level ups. I remember I played there for 3 days straight. I'd roll the dice, if I lost, I'd just reload. Then roll it again, if I lost, I'd reload. Every time doubling my money. And then I'd buy all of the health things, and then I'd go again. Or the level ups. And I did that for 3 days straight, and I still couldn't beat a boss later on. I don't think I ever finished this one either. No. Because you in the damn pictures, where the city gets frozen. Yes? What? Oh. No? Whatever. It's probably just the trailer. It'd have to be in the trailer. .mov.
You rebuilt the...
Yeah, this girl. How damn amazing that looked.
Enchanting. Ever.
As high as the quality goes. And then playing on this on my new HD screen with my PlayStation 3 and HDMI cable. An entire damn year after I got my PlayStation. They finally started having games in the video shop I could play. Oh god, I hated that. But she has all the crystals growing out like wings. Whatever. Yeah, I had a weird dancing thing too. I remember you had some sort of power, and then between every battle you had to like just spam the back triggers and shake the controller and your character would dance, and the faster you did it, the faster it would happen. If you didn't do it fast enough, you just wouldn't charge out that much, so you'd just do it again, and again, and again, and again. Every single battle, so you would have your ultimate ability. Like, oh god, that was so damn painful. Anyway, what the heck was I doing? I'm gonna outline the controls. So I wanted minimal style controls with this. Left click. Right click.
Mono, I accidentally caused a mass ban in a mobile game by discussing hentai in clan chat.
Okay. Because people said a banned word? And everyone, like, is it something like that? Or the mods got angry and started banning? I'm assuming everybody started saying a word that wasn't allowed to be said. Will I have a jump? I don't think I'm gonna have a jump. You can just walk up the side of the conveyor belts. Okay. So a left click, right click, Q to delete. That's the idea. A remove toggle. Left click is build, I suppose. Build or connect. Right click is... Okay, what would a right click be? Would it be an interact? I can't remember what my plan was from this. So you need to... well, build and connect, which is left click. Right click would be like a select usually.
Mono, we were talking about the most fucked up hentais we've read and what happened on them, and then the mods got pissed and banned everyone on the conversation.
Okay. Wow.
I started the conversation.
Did you get banned as well? Or did you just stop talking by that point? It was just everybody else. It's always so funny when that happens.
Yes, I got banned.
Okay. Yeah, definitely need to clean my kitty litter. It's starting to smell. So again, you can click on the, so I need the, but then if I could have it so if you...
Mono, I spent around 50 hours in the game, but this story was worth the ban.
You're only banned from chat, I assume. Not banned from the game itself. What was the...
No.
What was the game?
Permaban.
Wow, that's not right. Usually just get banned from chat. Probably 50 hours. I mean, if you put 300 or something, I think it's somewhat annoyed. So yeah, when you click the interactions of okay, let's have interactions of stuff. So conveyor belt. It can nice and aligned. A conveyor belt can be dis/connected.
Mono, I feel sorry for the others a little since some of them were really flipping far.
Okay. It just seems like, I mean, whatever. This is not the normal thing, unless you were discussing things that were well out of the, like, stuff that had been... But then if it's, I don't know, anything you think of, there's some sort of a condition of why you shouldn't have gotten banned. Unless there was things that would have gotten banned. Sounds like a complicated topic. So you can connect or disconnect a conveyor belt, you can delete it. Or I guess you can create it. So you can make a conveyor belt can be deleted, and a conveyor belt can be disconnected and reconnected, and a conveyor belt has the inventory of one item. You can store one. Okay. And then you have the constructor or combiner. A combiner can be... I mean, a conveyor belt gets connected and disconnected to a combiner. So I guess it could be connected too. But that's not it doing the connecting, it's just things that it can do. You can make it, which I guess is the thing that is it.
Mono, they didn't have any real chat rules, probably because they didn't expect people to casually talk about people being fucked off bullet holes.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. You guys were talking about real messed up stuff. It's just, yeah. Somebody from the outside sees that stuff and they're like, whoa, you guys are like ISIS members or something. Get out of here. So a combiner can store 3 things. As I'm currently going to be doing it. It can be deleted, it can be refreshed, I guess. Cleared. Was I using a fancy word before? Reset. It can be... You just clear its buffer. Let's say cleared. Cleared? Emptied. It can be emptied. So it can store up to 3 things. You can make it, you can delete it, it can be emptied, it can be rotated. Yes. Well, what else can happen to a combiner? It would display stuff. Should I also mark that stuff down somehow? So I guess a combiner has ports. And the ports will display stats. Okay, what do you call when an item has been input? It has been input? It's storing? I guess? Display stored? Filled? Full? Display full? Display waiting? Waiting. I feel like there's a better word for that. Pending.
Mono, I gotta go for now. I'll be back later. If you're still streaming, I have to eat. It's been equipped.
Yeah, well, it's only like 6 in the afternoon here. I will be up to like midnight. Whether or not I'm still here is a whole other question. Depends if people start messaging me to play games or not. Which I'm very surprised they didn't do that yesterday. I've got the feeling they just didn't see me on the Discord, so they didn't bother messaging me. Usually is the case. Because if you're not on the Discord, then you don't exist. Or something like that. Display error. So it would be an error if what it has within it could not be crafted into anything. Pending if it's just waiting for something in that port which could possibly create something, and full means that port has received. Received? It has received an item. I like received a bit better. Let's spell received. So display received, it has received, not what it's received.
My friend gets annoyed at me because I have more than 3,000 Discord notifications.
I wouldn't even have a clue how much I have. I don't even... I immediately just muted all of the sounds towards notifications and junk. I don't understand Discord. Like, what? It's trying to be like Facebook, but it's trying to be like an IRC. You can't be both. Like, IRCs are annoying enough as they are. Like, because if the people aren't there at that moment when you ask the question, then you don't get an answer. If you do get an answer, it's now been buried by the time you look back at it, so that's pointless. Yeah. That's why I like how you can group things together with Facebook. It's nice.
Mono, that's why I prefer TeamSpeak.
Everybody's on Discord now, so you have to be too. I just use it for screen sharing and stuff in the video call things as a replacement for Google Hangouts. But it's good enough for that now. I don't click that. Slightly about the sound of my people there. What are you doing, kitty? You're the wrong way around. Where are you going? You gonna sit there? Alright, so if it's received something, if it's pending, or if there's an error and it can't do something with that. Why would I... Okay, yeah, that's right. So it just wouldn't accept something unless this can go into a combination. So error means it can't receive whatever it's being sent. Yeah. The output one would show whether or not... So I don't think I'm going to have crafting time. I think I'm just going to have it immediate. As soon as it receives all its inputs, it just spits it out. I can add a delay later on, but for now I don't give a damn. So I can add up 3 things stored, then it turns those up to 3 into one other output. Okay. Make combine, blah blah blah. So yeah, it can be make a combiner, you can store up to 3 things, it can be emptied, it can be deleted, and you can rotate it. The ports can display that. So in terms of interactions, emptied and rotate. And deleted. So deleted is done with the remove toggle. Emptied and rotated. How would that work? So I was thinking there would be some sort of universal thing for but there's no other. Okay. Okay, and this is also overlooking this thing. When you zoom out, your entire factory becomes a combiner. How does that work? I guess that would have to be a new thing you can place down, which has the same information, but... Okay, I'm assuming you just select it from the menu, and then when you put something down, it'll be a combiner of that type. So I was thinking there could be an interaction for this to be able to switch what type it is. So you can just put one down, then set it to be this. So a set, I guess. What if every combiner was every other type of combiner? So if you zoomed out, your entire factory becomes a combiner. Then, when you combine things together, then that's how that works. I feel like I should get rid of the delays for now. So everything just happens immediately. And where's that Facebook notification? Yeah, here it is. People want to play games. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna think about that, and I guess do some more of this. I got the whatever system, loading priority system going, so that's that. Just check to see if there's no logs. Okay. Great. Alright, well I'm gonna probably play with these guys until 9, so at 3 hours the most. But I gotta have a shower, and then I'll probably come back and do some more, so... That'll be, no, let me just see what's happening. So about 4 hours from now, if I end up going to play with them. Well, whatever, so, blah 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 blah. So, an emptied requires a button. There could be a section you have to click on. If you click on the front side of it, perhaps it empties, or a location on the front side of it. Deleted with the deleted toggle. Rotating is... I need a rotate button, so that could be right click. But that will only rotate one direction. What if it's already connected to something, and you want to rotate it? Or maybe rotating disconnects all connections to it. Let's go with that. So if you rotate it, it'll disconnect everything. That will stop everything. Like if you rotate it once, but you want to rotate it 2 times, because you only rotated it once, all of a sudden it started filling up with stuff again. You didn't want that. So yeah, rotating will disconnect. So I could have right click as rotate, and then you just click on the button however many times it's required. It's nice and simple. Left click, right click. And then if you left click at a certain location, it could be doing the emptying. Q is delete, so with just nice 3 simple buttons. WASD to move. Q to pop up a menu, unless the menu is just always there. Okay, looks like our friend's not going to be on for 30 minutes. Although I doubt that he's actually going to be on. This guy. He's got into the habit of drinking energy drinks. He's become addicted to it, so is his excuse. I think he's just looking for an excuse so he doesn't have to give them up. Because he just wants them for no particular reason. Apparently he likes the drinking out of a can, and that's the number one thing. He'll fill them back up with water and then just drink water out of the can. It's weird. And, oh my god. But because he's drinking so much energy drinks, he's got real sleeping troubles now, so he's awake up all night, but he has to be awake all day for his job. And now he's got this weird thing of napping, which he always had. Like, he has it written into his contract that he has to nap during the daytime. Like an hour nap at work is written to his contract or something like that. Excluding lunchtime. Like, that's another thing. He's still got all that same stuff. But at any time he's allowed to just go to sleep. But yeah, now he does these micro nap things where he'll just go to sleep for half an hour or 10 minutes or something like that, and then just get back up again. And I'm like, bruh, why do you bother getting back up? I was like, well, I don't want to sleep. Well, I mean, he doesn't say he doesn't want to sleep. He's just, it's time to be up or something like that. So he gets up again. Like, you can hear that he's just like forcing himself to be awake constantly. It's like just. Like, he actively wakes himself up rather than just waking up naturally. I'm just like, stay asleep, man. It's nighttime now. Like, you should be going to bed in a couple of hours anyway. The times that he works. So just stay in bed and don't get back up again. Wait till the sun comes up, then get up. Anyway. That side. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, those are the two features I have to code in immediately for this to continue. I need to be able to, well, empty it first and rotate it, but before then I need 3 inputs. So as long as I can input 3 things and then output 1 thing depending on where the input is. So yeah, how do I empty? For now I guess I could just have a button if you press E on it. It's really weird how the entire page moves down. Press E. Sure, that'll do. And rotated will be right click. You can't rotate conveyor belts though. I could also have the scroll wheel. Could rotate. I feel like that could be a bit annoying though, because some people's scroll wheels might not be so good. I'd have to make some fancy things for that to work, but it could work. Or you could right click on it. What? No, if anything, right click should be an empty. I feel. Let's just have that as right click for now, and a rotate can be Q or E. Delete is with the remove toggle. So those are my controls currently. I don't know why I'm suddenly doing capitals, but okay. So escape goes to a menu. And then the only other thing would be the input outputs, which cannot be made. They can only be connected to. No, they can be disconnected, reconnected. They cannot be deleted. And they cannot store things. In/outputs. Can just be disconnected and reconnected to. If buildings happen immediately, then the zoom out thing isn't as necessary. Should I change how that works? I mean, it sort of breaks stuff. Well, I guess not. I mean, I guess that build adds in a whole extra layer of complexity, or a difficulty even. If I have... So you have to complete certain quests to be able to unlock another factory thing. Okay, I like that. That's more simple. So before, once you did a certain quest, you would unlock a new level. When you have a new level, you can zoom out of the factory and zoom back in again. So the whole factory becomes a combiner. And then you can make any number of lesser level combiners to put into your higher level factory. And then when you reach another thing, you can make another higher level, and another higher level, and another higher level. And that just loops forever. So rather than that, you would just unlock another sub-recipe, I guess. That sounds like a much better idea. So you can only have sub-layers, as many sub-layers as you have unlocked. Each one is just a set building. I mean, it sort of defeats one thing of it though, because now you can't do the zooming in thing. I mean, I guess you still could. Because you can put sub-factories within a sub-factory. Okay. And that could mean I could have achievements, I could have task things. How small of a footprint can your factory have? That stops you from being able to build a sub-factory that just does things better. So inputs one thing, creates 5, outputs 5 things? Sort of things. Gets rid of exploits. I think I'm going to go in that direction for now. And then if I have things build immediately, then that solves the problem of complexity delays. Every sub-layer having to wait however long it takes for that thing to happen before the next thing happens, before the next thing happens, before you get your output. Now it's just going to be in, out. This thing takes one of those, creates whatever of these. Okay. Sure. So what am I doing now? I think they say okay. Oh shit. Yeah, I misclicked. Okay. So, combiner. I guess that's minimal amount of controls. Other than that would be the whatever questing system. And I guess whenever we do something, whenever you create something, I'll have a list of inputs to outputs. I guess. So when you get a new recipe thing, you can click on it. Or you can have nothing selected and you can click what output you have and it'll show you what inputs are required. I like that. So just a recipe guide. And then the quest thing could literally just be putting in recipes for you. But you could also discover them by just plonking things together. Maybe I'll have like it colored and just an X amount that you want to output. So you've got to create 10 of these things and output it to unlock the next whatever. That's nice and simple. I'm imagining just a simple text-to-speech thing either tells you what to do. Who knows what sort of voice it would have. Entirely depends on your browser and the phases of the moon, I guess. So yes, okay, combiner. Oh boy, ignoring the rotating. It needs 3 inventory slots for each of the different inputs. When it's a valid thing, that it'll spit out an output. Not worrying about the delays, so that's much simpler. Oh god. Okay, so how do I code this? Well, immediately I need it to not spit out the junk. Okay, before all of that, let's make a template for billboards. Billboard. My mouse sensitivity keep going up. All of this stuff's all good for now. Minimize it all. I'll keep that thing open. Doom. Oh, I've already got a billboard new. Oh, okay. I already did that. It was just about having this exist. So I could just have an instance of every single thing appear in the background. And then we just use the make from that to create instances, and that would mean I would not have to do this individual stuff every damn time. Or I could store a universal tick update, and everything just gets a rotation. It should be a rotation offset, if anything. No, it's just a rotation. Okay, if I give everything a rotation, then this could just be a default thing. I would just need to make name to do with objects, so that would be stored in there. This is not how all billboards go, though. This is an animated billboard. A Doom billboard, okay. So what about if I mean, they're all pretty much the same. They can all be the same by just having this, but no, that would be the difference. I mean, just by having them all in a hidden layer, I feel like is the best thing to do. Wait, do I have conveyor belts around my building somewhere? I got that thing. That's just a combiner. Okay, no. Interesting. I did not see conveyor belts in the priority list. I thought I saw something in there though. Oh yeah, so I could just have all these in a hidden layer. Sure, let's do that then. Let's add all of the different components. I believe I should have textures of them all. Probably. In which case we need them all to be loaded because it could not be dynamically loaded. Well, actually, technically it could be dynamically loaded just by having it require something that doesn't exist so it pops it into existence. But that means it'd have to be loaded live and it would not display until it appears. I'd much rather this. Okay, so what else we got? Let's have a little look-see. Okay, I think I do have everything. Oh, wait, no. We have a mechanical MacGuffin. Mechanical component. Tube. Okay, we haven't baked everything out. I'm gonna bake everything out first. I have messed with how baking works. I believe I did that after messing with it, which is why it's on the screen now. So that's just entirely reflective. Whoops. Turn that down. I was making this thing as well, which would be a diffuse texture. Or roughness. I mean, I could. What are your values? You're the values of this. I mean, the reflection is not based on this now. Would it be with this? I'm not sure. I could mess around with that, but let's just go with this first. Let's just keep everything as it was. You're just super duper shiny. You should be all baked out. Let's just say that's a-okay. Next thing. So what do we got? We got the exotic ingot, which we're using that other one now. Iron frame. Clickety click. Run. While I wait for that, Facebook. Clean up my tabs. What? I don't understand, but okay. I never actually looked at the thing. So Australians' food is bread. Lame. Job done. It's probably good enough. Let's go. Next thing. Iron. I feel like I should tilt that a bit, because we're just going to be seeing it flat around the outside part. Should be tilted like this, I guess. Let's give it a go. Is this parented to a thing that rotates, or is this the thing itself that rotates? If this is set by rotation. Wait, what? It shows its origin point there? No, you're parented to a thing. I should be able to just, boop, boop. Let's do that. I want it that much. What is that much? Is it that much or that much? I feel like it's in between. Who knows? Let's just bake it out, see what happens. Thank you. Whoop. How does that look? Where's the texture? Okay, that looks perfect. Pick. I really gotta admin my damn group. I'm refining it, but then there's always more and the number goes up anyway. 10 posts, 30 posts, 50 posts. Job done. How much was that rotated? Sorry, yeah. Well, iron plate. Oh, that one's gonna be rotated as well. I guess? Yeah. Wait, what have I got selected that's a 1 kilobytes? Oh my god. How big are these damn images? Oh damn. Oh, well no wonder it takes so damn long to load. These are like kilobyte sizes, some of these things. Oh boy. I'm going to compress these like crazy. It's going to take a while to upload it all. A lot to download it all. See if I can judge things without the whole thing bugging out. Mixed up. Iron rod. I mean, that one doesn't really matter if it's tilted. Should I keep it tilted? No, let's keep it tilted. Okay, is this thing advanced? I mean, it's a thing. It's got some very nice detailing to it, but that's what this guy's all about. What is it? It looks basic. The materials are just the same materials he uses for every damn thing. But that's me talking biased like. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like that's not how that works, but okay. Like, it shouldn't go all the way down underneath. I think that's supposed to just be a thing, so you can just slot it on. But I don't know. I would just assume that's the workings thereof. Fine. I mean, should I? But people like this guy's stuff, and I do not understand. Let's do it. Iron rod done. Mechanical components done. Mechanical MacGuffin's done. Okay, so that should be all of that. I heard the Badoo, but there's no Badoo. Oh. Well, I guess people are gonna play now. I'm gonna play a game. So yeah. When I come back, I'll dump in all of those things, so we have all of that. Then I can use a make to make a duplicate of the initial ones, and that'll keep the frame, the tick update, so I don't have to create that every time, unless I require an alternate version. That should be fine. I keep having my foot in a way that makes my pinky toe go completely numb. It feels so wrong. It's just nothing there, but I can feel it when it brushes against things, but I can't feel the toe itself. Anyway. Yeah, so I am gonna go, I guess. Yeah, so I'll put all those in the scenes, I'll have it so the make makes the stuff from it, and then I need to have it so there's 3 different inventories for each side of the whatever, and then what's in each one depends on the stuff. Then I'm gonna build a list of preferences. The whole person. Oh, maybe the same person from before. Alright. So I'll probably be back on in 1, 2, 3-ish hours. Does anything go where?